It's been a tough year. I was on Top Chef this last year, and usually that means a boon of customers coming in, all your stuff just being crazy busy, and it's just not been the case. I've tried to be as equitable as possible with all of my employees. We provide, I think a very comparable package to be employed in the restaurant industry so it can be sustainable. Healthcare, paid time off, sick pay, extra sick pay, healthy benefits and pushing a healthy culture. And, it feels like no matter what we do, we're just stuck in the sand. I'm not seeing as many customers as we usually do. I was just speaking to one of the staffs here about how we're not seeing families out as much. We used to have lots of kids and families in here because it's such a family-friendly concept, and they bring a lot of money in. So it's been really tough. You guys are standing out under our makeshift patio covering that I have to go get propane for every week, and I think it's propane I just read is going to be 4 times more expensive this winter than it was last winter, probably from the demand. And it's something I have to do every week as an owner of 3 restaurants. I got other stuff I got to do, but I got to run out to Beaverton because everywhere in Portland's out of propane constantly. Our supply chain issues, we can't get to go wares half the time. We're constantly pivoting. Something's not showing up basically every day. And it's just been, a real struggle the last 20 months. And even before that here, we had our own little issues, which I'm sure some of you have seen already. But it's not equitable that half people got help. Like, everybody else needs help. Restaurants are where people come to have all your celebrations, to, have lunch, have dinner, we can't even open for lunch right now. We can't open 7 nights a week because of labor problems. We're here. Restaurants are such a big part of our community. It's a big part of my life. It's what I like to do when I'm off. I love to go eat other people's food. I think it's a great expression of our cultures. And if we don't support them, they're going to be gone. They're already disappearing. Some of the best ones in the city, one right around the corners, disappeared. That's been here for 10 years. So I think, we really need to step up, and if you want places to go eat, we need this help. We really need this help.
Thanks, Gabriel. So we wanted to make sure that we made ourselves available for questions up here at the mic, where we can fold away and do it in different locations. So Gabriel, myself, and then our Director of Government Affairs at Orla, Greg Astley, is also here to answer questions. So do you have a preference as to whether we do it up here or do it separately? Just let us know.
Up here's easiest, probably.
Okay, great. Yeah, any questions for Gabriel?
Yeah, Gabriel, real quick. You kind of touched on some of the issues you've been having, but you've been creative like many restaurants, outdoor dining, for example. What's your concern? I mean, we had a really nice spring and very warm summer that meant a lot of outdoor dining. What's your concern heading into the next few months?
Well, part of the problem with this summer of having outdoor dining was we were having a labor shortage. We couldn't capture all the sales that we wanted to because we didn't have enough staff. There are days we just had to close because, not enough people could show up to work that we could, and the problem is we're still being scrutinized if it's a normal operating, so people come and eat here if they feel like it's not the same experience. It's like, well, we don't have 4 people here today. Diners don't understand that. So I'm, going into this winter, you guys are all, standing like this. It's pretty chilly out here already. Imagine December, January, February, people don't feel comfortable dining inside. This is kind of our outdoor right now. It's just the last 3 months I've looked at my sales have been going down. They haven't been going up. So, we're trying to tighten labor, and I don't want to lay off my staff, but if it's between that and shutting my doors, it's what I'll have to do.
Did you get the funds that Jason was talking about?
For
the
Restaurant revitalization.
No, I did not get any. I only got half of the PPP funds I was supposed to get because I opened in quarter 4 of 2019. It skewed their calculation. When the first PPP came out, there was nobody to talk to because nobody was at the IRS because it was COVID shut down. So it was basically take what you could get. The second round, I think they gave 3/4 of what I should have gotten. I don't qualify for the employee retention fund because my sales in 2019 were a lot lower than they are this year, and that's how they compare them. So, kind of gotten screwed on that one as well. So I'm really depending on this restaurant revitalization fund. the EIDL is great, but that's money you got to pay back, and we got to have sales in order to afford to pay that back. And right now, we are not many restaurants I know are in the black heavy enough that they can, afford to pay that back. So, it's great that there's getting loans out there, but loans don't matter if you don't have business.
I know you spoke about a labor shortage this summer. Do you have more employees on staff now, and is there a fear that if business doesn't pick up, if you'll have to let some of those staff members go?
We're pretty tight right now. We have enough labor at the moment, but I know lots of restaurants that still don't have enough. I'm constantly seeing on Facebook, hey, we were without a dishwasher for like a month and a half, and we all just kind of covered it. But there's lots of people I'm seeing constantly posting about, hey, I need someone tonight, or can someone help me with this, or I need, line cooks. And with that shortage also, hourly pay has skyrocketed. Like, payroll is really high right now for restaurants. It should be that we are paying employees more. Like, I fully agree with that, but the competitiveness of trying to get employees with not high gross sales makes it really, really difficult to be successful.
Have you been offering incentives like you've seen at other restaurants, maybe $1,000 bonus?
I have not been offering signing bonuses because I feel like oftentimes those are like, hey, we'll give you $1,000, but you get $250 at 30 days and $250 at 6 months and $250 at a year. So is it really a signing bonus? I don't know. We are a fully tipped establishment, so all my employees, I just ran payroll last week, they make $7 an hour more than we pay. Sometimes people don't believe us when we say that, but I'm like, I'll show you the numbers. I offer Regions Blue Cross Blue Shield healthcare. We do paid time off for hourly employees, not just salaried. We do extra sick pay, offer retirement plans. It's basically like working any other job for us. And we do what I call like a $20 a day, allowance to spend on food and drinks for your meals. So I think it's a pretty darn fair place to work.
Who or what do you blame for the problems you're having?
Blame or who? COVID. I don't know how you blame someone for COVID, but that's clearly the issue. It's scaring customers away. One thing I wish we had more help on is I feel like as a small business in this state, we're not very friendly. We're taxed a lot. Like, I feel like, why am I taxed for a payroll tax? I should be given a credit for providing jobs. You know what I mean? Instead, we're being essentially punished for providing jobs. It's insane how much my payroll is for trying to be a part of the community. I feel like you should be incentivized to do that.
Now, you said this is a family-friendly restaurant. Is there hope that once rollouts start for vaccinations for the younger age group, 5 and up, is there hope that maybe that'll help business pick up? Is that something you saw when the rollouts for vaccines for adults started?
I think everything takes a while. Like, when the vaccines first came out, people are still leery. They're still wary of, oh, is this going to work? Do I feel safe? And I can't gauge whether or not parents will feel safe even with the vaccine for their kids. And the vaccines take a few. I don't know if this next one's going to take 2 shots to get through it, but I can only hope. I can't guess what they'll go through. Anybody else? Yeah.
Talk more about the funds and Jason. Have you applied for it yet?
I can't hear.
Sorry, I'll move back.
Yeah.
Have you applied for that loan that Jason was talking about?
The Restaurant Revitalization Fund? Yeah, I'm in the portal before they closed it. I even had to argue with them for a bit. Originally, I went in and it said I qualified for just over $500,000, and then they responded back, no, you only qualify for 180. And I was like, no, not this again. So luckily, I was able to get somebody on the phone, talk through it, sent them enough documents over like a 3-week period that finally they moved the number back up, and right when they moved it back up, funds ran out. So I'm just sitting here waiting.
How long ago was that?
Oh gosh, I don't know. When did they close the portal?
It's been probably 4 to 6 months.
Yeah, something like that. So they closed it saying that everybody that was in it would get funding, and we're still sitting here waiting.
Have they given you an estimate?
No, they closed the portal. They basically shut down any available information, and they say, please do not call. So.
Another question, Mike.
Yeah.
Are you guys having issues with your landlord at all?
No, I have great landlords. They've been very helpful. I'm lucky. Prometheus has been a great landlord. They've worked with us at the height of the pandemic. They definitely alleviated some rent, but we weren't open and operating it. Not like you were having free rent and making income. They're very, very good landlords. They feel like we are an amenity and an important part to the community. And, I really appreciate them because we are. Like, this area would be dead if you don't have live businesses functioning, if Good Coffee wasn't here, if I'm not here, if Please Louise, G-Love, we're trying to create a community over here. And if we're shutting, XLB's closed right across the street. I don't think they're coming back as far as I know. So, it's just the way it is. All right.
Good job.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, so just to close out here, those numbers again, 177,000 local restaurants across this nation that are in the portal. They applied, but those are the ones that have been left out to date and do not have restaurant revitalization funding. And of those, we have just over 2,500 here in Oregon. So whatever we can do together to convince our federal elected leaders to replenish the fund and start up the restaurant revitalization fund, since we have lost out, we don't have any more of the 28.6 billion left. That will create the equity that we need in the restaurant industry across the country and here in Oregon. So if we can get it replenished, we're on a better track to survival as we head towards the winter months.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Talking stick,
Yeah. If you guys want any shots indoors, I know Gabriel wanted to make that available. If you need any indoor stuff.
We'll get a little in there.
I might get a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he gonna come back? Yeah, sure. Just have him email me. All right, thank you.
You said the website they can head to?
Yeah, so it's Oregon
need to go inside and get inside
Harbor
shots?
Restaurant.
Yeah, that'd be great.
OregonLA.org.
OregonRLA.org.